Good evening, dear friends, Pinwatuni. So you are online with our broadcast. You are tuned to our broadcast this evening, as usual, to our daily Buddha Puja, chanting, Dhamma, reflection and meditation. As you know, we are doing this until our Kathina, which is on the 24th of October. So during Vas retreat, it is the tradition that devotees and monks work closely to the advancement of our spiritual practices or religious practices, and hence we are supporting you with this online broadcast so that you can practice from home, especially during this time of difficulties when other days, other rains retreat, you'll be visiting the temples quite often. So we have obviously opened the sponsorship for everyone to participate, and today the Puja and Bana or Dhamma sermon is sponsored by Mr. Amit and Mrs. Kanti Varnapuragi, and also Mr. Mark and Mrs. Purnima Davidson. So both families, along with their children, are sponsoring the event today to make this a success and making this opportunity available for you. Mrs. Kanti Varnapurge would like to remember the parents of the fathers of Amit and herself, Justin Pereira and Arthur Mipa Galek, and also a close friend, Mrs. Vinita Pereira. And Mrs. Purnima Davidson would like to dedicate this to her grandmother, Rosalind Hami Achi. So may they all receive our blessings, may they rejoice in our good kamma, and may they be happy and peaceful wherever they are. So we dedicate this Puja and Bana Dhamma sermon for their well-being, and also to the well-being and good health and happiness to all family members, Davidson family and Varnapurage family. They'd also like to bless you as an online community working together at this stage, participating in this ceremony. May you be well, happy and peaceful. May you enjoy good health and happiness and success and prosperity, and especially during this lockdown time, may you have every good health. So we will do the Buddha Puja first, and then we will do the chanting, which we also usually dedicate to all our key workers working tirelessly for the nation. May all key workers enjoy good health and happiness. May all the NHS staff, doctors and nurses have good health and happiness, and also develop courage and determination to continue to look after the patients, especially the COVID-19 and their families as well. So if there are any persons that are quite ill or have become ill for some reason, or even with COVID-19, bring them to your thoughts and dedicate this pink kamma or this religious observance for their well-being. May they gain speedy recovery and may they enjoy good health throughout. So with those kind intentions, we will start engaging with the puja and chanting, and then after that we will listen to Dhamma sermon and then conclude with the meditation as usual. So first of all, say Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa to observe 5 precepts. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kāmesu micchācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surāmeraya majjapamādaṭṭhānā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Tisaranena saddhiṃ pañcasīlaṃ dhammang appamādena sampādetabbang. So now we are going to worship the Buddha and then listen to Ratana Sutta chanting. If your friends would like to participate and do not have Facebook, you can direct them to lmmc.online in YouTube channel. So search for LMMC, so LMMC.online, and then you can participate live as well. Okay, so we will continuously do our puja and chanting for now, and around 7 o'clock we will start our Dhamma sermon. Okay. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho. Vicācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu. Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarathi. Sattha deva manussanang buddho bhagavati. Buddhaṃ jīvitaṃ yāva nibbānaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Ye ca buddhā atītā ca ye ca buddhā anāgatā. Paccapannā ca ye buddhā ahaṃ vandāmi sabbadā. Nati me saranang anyang buddho me saranang varang. Etena sacca vajjena hotu me jaya mangalang. Uttamangena vandehang padapang suvaruttamang. Buddheyo khalito doso buddho khamatu tang mamang. Swakahato bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko. Ehi passiko opanayiko paccattam veditabbo viññohiti. Dhammang jīvitaṃ yāva nibbānaṃ saranang gacchami ye ca dhamma atita ca ye ca dhamma anagata paccapanna ca ye dhamma ahang vandami sabbada natti me saranang anyang dhammo me saranang varang etena sacca vajjena hotu me jaya mangalang uttamangena vandehang dhamman ca tividhang varang Dhammeyo khalito doso dhammo khamatu tang mamang Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyayapatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samici patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidang cattari purisa yugani attha purisa puggala Esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo dakhineyo Anjali karaniyo anuttarang punyakhetang lokasati sanghang jivitang yava nibbanang saranang gacchami ye ca sangha atita ca ye ca sangha anagata Paccapanna ca ye sangha ahang vandami sabbada Natti me saranang anyang sangho me saranang varang Etena sacca vajjena hotu me jaya mangalang Uttamangena vandehang sanghang ca tividhottamang Sangheyo khalito doso sangho khamatu tang mamang Kanasarappadittena dīpena tamadhangsina Tilokadīpang sambuddhang pujayami tamonudang Gandha sambhara yuttena dhupenahang sugandhina Pujaye pujaniyantang puja bhajanamuttamang Vanna gandha gunopetang etang kusuma santating Pujayami munindassa siripada saroruhe Pujemi buddhang kusumena nena punyena metena ca hotu mokkhaṃ Pupphaṃ milayati yatha idam me kāyo tatha yāti vināsa bhāvaṃ Adhivāsetu no bhante pānīyaṃ parikappitaṃ Anukampaṃ upādāya patiganhātu uttama Adhivāsetu no bhante gilāna paccayaṃ imaṃ Anukampaṃ upādāya patiganhātu uttama Adhivāsetu no bhante bhesajjaṃ parikappitaṃ Anukampaṃ upādāya patiganhātu uttama Adhivāsetu no bhante sabbaṃ saddhāya pūjitaṃ anukampang upadaya patiganhatu uttama vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbthane supatititang saririka dhatu mahabodhing buddha rupang sakalang sada yassa mule nisinnova sabbari vijayang aka patto sabbanyutang sattha vande tang bodhipadapang ime ete maha bodhi lokanathena pujita ahampite namassami bodhiraja namatte kayena vaca cittena pamadena maya katang acayang kamame bhante bhuri panya tathagata kayena vaca cittena pamadena maya katang acayang kamame dhamma sanditthika akalika kayena vaca cittena pamadena maya katang acayang kamame sangha supatipanna anuttara ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya idang me ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo idam me ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo idam me ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo imina punya kammene mami bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana paktiya idam me punyang asavakkaya vahang hotu sambhe dukkha pamuncatu sadhu sadhu. So this Ratana Sutta chanting is for all your well-being, happiness, success and prosperity. Especially during this lockdown time, may you receive all the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha for good health, happiness, and may you have peace of mind. So with those kind intention, the sponsors today, Mr. and Mrs. Amit and Kanti Varnapurage, and Mr. Mark and Mrs. Purnima Davidson and family. So both families have made this available to you. So we wish them and their families every happiness, success and prosperity. May they also enjoy good health and happiness. So with those kind intentions, and as usual, we dedicate this to all the NHS staff, key workers for their great support to the nation and the well-being of COVID-19 patients and their families. May they develop more courage and happiness and determination to continue their services. So please listen to the chanting with great respect and attention. Samanta cakkavalesu atra gacchantu devata saddhammam munirajassa sunantu sagga mokkhadan parittassavana kālo ayam bhadanta parittassavana kālo ayam bhadanta Paritta dhamma savana kalo ayang bhadanta. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Yānīda bhūtāni samāgatāni bhummāni vāyāni vayantalikhe sabbeva bhūtā sumanā bhavantu athopi sakkacca sunantu bhāsitam tasmāhi bhūtāni sāmīta sabbe mittam karotha mānusiyā pajāya Divāca ratto ca haranti e baling tasmahi nirakkata appamatta. Yankinca vittam idhavahurang vasagge suvayang ratanang panitam. Nano samang attitathāgatena idampi buddhe ratanang panitam. Etena saccena suvatti hotu kayang viragang amatang panitang yadajjaga sakya muni samahito natena dhammena samatthe kinci idampi dhamme ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu Yang buddha setto parivannai sucing samadhimanantarikanyamahu samadhina tena samona vijjati idampi dhamme ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu ye puggala attha satang pasattha cattari etani yugani honti Te dakkhiniyya sugatassa sāvakāye te sudinnāni mahaphalāni idampi sanghe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu Ye suppayutta manasa dalhena nikkāmino gotama sāsanam hi Te patti patta amatang vigaiha laddha mudha nibbuting bhunjamana idampi sanghe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu yathinda khilo pathaving sitosya catubbhivate biya sampekampiyo Tathupamang sappurisang vadāmi yo variya saccāni avecca passati idampi sanghe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu ye ariya saccāni vibhāvayanti gambhīra paññena sudesitāni Kincāpi te honti bhusappamattā na te bhavang atthamang ādiyanti idampi sanghe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu Sahāvassa dassana sampadāya tayassu dhamma jahitā bhavanti Sakkāya diṭṭhi vicikiccitanca sīlabbataṃ vāpi yadathi kinci Catuha pāyehi ca vippamutto ca cābiṭhānāni abhabbo kātuṃ Idampi sanghe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu Kincāpi so kammang karoti pāpakang kāyena vācā udacētasā vā abhabbo so tassa paticchādāye abhabbatā diṭṭha padassa buttā idampi sanghe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu Vanappa gumbe yatā pussitagge gimhāna māse pathamasmiṃ gimhe Tatupamang Dhamma varang adesai nibbana gaming paramang hitaya idampi buddhe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu varo varanyo varado varaharo anuttaro dhamma varang adesai idampi buddhe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu Khinang puranang navang natti sambhavang viratta citta ayatike bhavasming te khina bija avirulhichanda nibbanti dhira yathayang padipo idampi sanghe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu Yani bhutani samagatani bhummani vayani veyantalike tathagatang deva manussa pujitang buddhang namassama suvatti hotu Yani bhutani samagatani bhummani vayani veyantalike tathagatang deva manussa pujitang Dhammang namassama suvatti hotu Yani bhutani samagatani bhummani vayani veyantalike tathagatang deva manussa pujitang sanghang namassama suvatti hotu etena sacca vajjena sabba dukkhang vinassatu etena sacca vajjena sabba bhayo vinassatu etena sacca vajjena sabba rogo vinassatu devo vassatu kalena sassa sampatti hetu ca pito bhavatu loko ca raja bhavatu dhammiko Akasattha ca bhummattha devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva cirang rakkhantu loka sasanang Akasattha ca bhummattha devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva cirang rakkhantu dhamma desanang Akasattha ca bhummattha devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva cirang rakkhantu mang paranti sadhu sadhu sadhu. So you are joining with us online. If you have just joined in, the puja and chanting is over now. We started this at 6:30, so you can join us every day at 6:30 on Facebook and YouTube channel lmmc.online. To participate in the evening observances here at London Mindfulness Meditation Center. So we make this possible so that you can participate and engage in religious observances during Vas retreat or Rains retreat. So this series will continue until 24th October when we aim to hold our Kathina ceremony, provided the relaxation of lockdown rules. However, because this season is when monks and devotees, when monks and devotees get close together, especially engage in religious discussions or religious observances to enhance their knowledge, as well as enhance their practice in observances and spiritual development. So we have been reflecting on advices given by the Buddha, which is collected and in a book called Dhamma. Dhamma means nature or religion or teachings. Pada means lines or verses. So verses, in this case, they are all verses. So this book has a collection of 423 verses which the Buddha advised on many occasions. So some are 3 verses, 2 verses, 1 verses. That individual occasion was taken into account. So there are 26 chapters, and we have been looking at verses from the beginning when we started this series on 5th July with our rain street observation. If you want, you can go to our YouTube or Facebook and backtrack to listen to some talks which might help you to enhance your religious knowledge as well as practice. So today I want to reflect on a stanza which is quite similar to the last 2 stanzas. Idha tappati, pecca tappati, papakari, ubayatta tappati, papang me katanti tappati, bhiyo tappati, duggating gato. So the essence of it is the evildoer laments here and hereafter. So here in this world, here means in this world, idha means here. In this world, he or one suffers. Pecca means after death, so hereafter one suffers as well. In both states, the evildoer suffers, lamenting such that I have done so many evil things, wrong things, and therefore one suffers. Okay. Now it doesn't end up here, and what is quite forcefully, or what is quite significantly put here is duggating gato. One will be born in a woeful state. One will be reborn in a woeful state when someone has done lots of wrong things, and especially lamenting or thinking that I have done so many wrong things. No, it's quite different to the previous stanzas because in this case, the highlight is also the duggati or woeful state. The opposite is sugati. Gati means a plane of existence. Du means having a negative, or su means positive. So to be born in a woeful state. Now this was particularly uttered by the Buddha in many in the occasion of what happened to after the tragic circumstance of Devadatta. So we know Devadatta, he was the cousin of the Buddha. Now, having been a cousin, having associated with the Buddha before the ascetic practices, and even after entering the order during the Buddha's time, and also living with the Buddha, he never was able to taste the Dhamma. He was always in what I would say in a competitive mode, and he happened to do many heinous or unwholesome acts which resulted in his an unfortunate death. Now perhaps I would like to go a bit further and then start off with how Devadatta started to have this negative outlook, a perspective of the Buddha. Now there is a series of previous or rebirth or birth stories of the Buddha called Jataka stories. So for those who do not know, Jataka stories are the records of the Buddha's previous births, and given an incident as such, the Buddha would always say, something like this happened in the previous lives as well, and would actually tell the story and then make the connections to this incident during the Buddha's time. So in the series of the Jataka stories, the first one starts with a merchant story where the Buddha, so Buddha at that time would be known as Bodhisattva. Bodhi means enlightenment, or so anyone aspiring to be the Buddha or wanting to practice the perfections would be called a Bodhisattva, so the future to be Buddha. Now in this story, this one of these a series of 550 we call it Pansya Panas, in Sri Lanka. So the 550 stories. In the first one is where there was an honest merchant and a cunning merchant. Okay, so obviously the Bodhisattva was the honest one, and the cunning one was the Devadatta in his previous life. So I'm just going to refer to as honest and cunning merchants from now onwards. So it happened to be that this cunning merchant was a bangles, bangles merchant. So the bangles that you put on your wrist. So as in Indian societies, you can see that they have a small cart and you have all the bangles there, and you go from village to village. Like nowadays with ice cream van, you go to village to village to sell those bangles. Now it happened to be that they came to a very poor family's household, a small hut, and there was this young granddaughter and an old grandmother in that hut. And somehow this small granddaughter was so playful and was so wishing for these bangles, and approached the grandmother and made a great sort of cry and maybe a tantrum, if you want to put it, that wanting bangles. And somehow could not afford, and because she was the granddaughter was so adamant of possessing or having a couple of bangles, the grandmother gave a small a plate or some sort of like a plate, a metal plate, which was on top of the cooker. And during those time, it was obviously on the floor, and then very dusty and very darkened kitchen. Obviously, when you have a wooden where you burn wood and cook, a long time ago in some remote areas we still do that. So even the top is very dark and black and dusty. So this plate was also very dark, it's covered. So okay, maybe you can get some bangles out of this rusty dirty plate, and just to sort of like exchange. And then happily this granddaughter took it to the vendor, and then the vendor was looking at it, and then slowly began to look at what metal it was, and scraped a little bit, and then all the dark dust was gone, and then realized it was a gold plate. So very cunningly said to the granddaughter, you won't even get 2 bangles for this dirty rusty plate. So, and then no, I want more bangles because I want to put in my both hands. And then therefore the cunning vendor actually wanted the whole plate for free. Said, no, you can't get, this is nothing, I can't give you any more than 2 bangles, so what's the point of having 1 bangle on the left and 1 on the right? So when ladies wear bangles, they want to wear a couple to make it look nice. So this child was like that as well. And then so off went the vendor, with a cunning attitude, hidden agenda, that he would come back and then maybe take it with a little bit of more bangles. So after a couple of a moment, obviously, then came another vendor, which is the honest one here, and again, happened to be the same scenario. So grandmother gave the plate, and then the granddaughter went to the honest one, and as soon as he figured out that this was a gold plate, and he was shocked to see why the previous vendor did not actually sell any bangles to this young child. And then he told, I can give you the whole cart for this. I don't have enough bangles to equate to this golden plate. And then she then gave the whole cart of bangles to the young granddaughter and grandmother, and then took the plate and went off and crossed the river. Now this cunning vendor came around and then slowly thought, okay, maybe I will now get the plate as well as take half of my bangles home, and I can do more business the next day. And went to that hut again, and to his shock, obviously, he saw that actually the other vendor had already made the deal and gone, and then she was happily playing with it, and asked, where's your plate, who gave you this? And then the story was unfolded. And then this person, started to be so jealous, so hurt in his, sometimes when you have, it's like losing a lottery, isn't it? When you have a lottery ticket and suddenly you tear it off by mistake, and then you have, maybe it's void, or it's so it's like, tearing off a check or something in nowadays words. So suddenly, because of this great loss, he was so it was so painful and so jealous that the profit was taken by the other one. So he ran after the other honest vendor, but he had crossed the river, and with such a great pain in his heart, he had a heart attack and died. But by the time he was dying, he made a determination: I'm going to come and somehow get you and kill you. So this was the intention that this Devadatta in his previous life had, and because he couldn't let go of that profit, or that rejoice in the other person's achievement or success, he tended to develop this jealousy and negativity or negative feelings towards this person. So therefore he then he had this very negative thought in his mind. And what happened is, after that, obviously, every couple of Jatakas, lots of Jataka stories, all of those stories have the same sort of incident. He is always trying to do something to this honest vendor in his subsequent births. So it comes to be like a hero-villain in all these Jataka stories. And during the Buddha's time, obviously, he was born as a cousin as well to the Buddha. And he was, if you know the swan story, he Devadatta as a prince, used to be quite playful and even challenge the prince in many occasions. I think if you are the community who watches the Buddha in this Netflix or other channels, you might see that Devadatta is always challenging the prince with many things, and these stories all talk about how vicious Devadatta was in his mind, how cunning he was, and he was always trying to belittle the Buddha, who was the enlightened person. So even in the swan story, obviously he shoots the swan and then the swan falls, but the Buddha, becoming a kind person, wanted to heal the swan, and therefore the story unfolds, and even the elders in the community praise the Prince Siddhartha rather than reward the Devadatta who shot the arrow to the swan. So you can see that from the early days he was a challenge to the Buddha, or he was challenging the Buddha. Let me put it right. So when it comes to being the Buddha, so he also happened to enter the order, wanted to actually practice Dhamma. But slowly he wasn't getting sort of any gratification or satisfaction, because all the people who are enlightened were getting more recognition, and Devadatta was not getting any recognition despite being the cousin of the Buddha. It was more hurtful when someone was saying, okay, you are we call agrasthai, you are the treasure of the Dhamma, you are this, you are that. So there were 80 monks who got great recognition because they were quite fluent and quite sort of recognized in their various ways as an enlightened being. Devadatta got no recognition, and then again started to deeply contemplate and planning and being vicious. All those. Yesterday we were talking about how this habitual thinking starts coming into your previous life, from previous lives to this life. So all of those, started to rumble and started to come back again. So his feelings or his frustration towards the Buddha again started to, come up from his previous habits or habitual, thinking patterns from his previous lives. And in this life, so he wanted to he was plotting to kill the Buddha. Okay, he started to think, okay, hang on, if I can't get any recognition, I'll somehow kill you, and then as soon as what will happen is, because I am the cousin, I will get the first place in the leadership. So he started to plot to kill the Buddha, and he used two methods. So one time in the Gijjakura, the Buddha was meditating under the mountain, and suddenly this Devadatta monk, as a monk, went to the top of the hill and rolled a big boulder or a stone, and down the hill, and as it came, it didn't kill the Buddha, but it hit another rock, and then the chip or the splinter hit the Buddha's feet, I believe, and then Buddha started to bleed, so he couldn't manage his plan. The second moment that he tried to kill the Buddha was to be devious, and and again went to a prince of that particular state, or Magadha, so because the Buddha was living in the state Magadha, and King Bimbisara was a devout follower of the Buddha and was practicing the Dhamma well, and he was because of his practices he was healthy and he was living long. And guess what Devadatta said? He said, okay, I will kill the Buddha somehow, and you kill your father, and we will both be leaders. I will be the leader of the Sangha, and you will be the leader of the kingdom. So giving this sort of vicious idea, he then got support of Ajatasattu. So Ajatasattu ended up killing his father, imprisoning him and then killing him and torturing him in the prison. Whereas Devadatta got support of Ajatasattu and then intoxicated a Nalagiri elephant and then made it charge against the Buddha. But then the Buddha was so compassionate, knowing all these incidents. Somehow the elephant got tamed. At that very moment, did not even come closer to the Buddha, but actually respected and bowed towards the Buddha. So to cut short the story, and the Devadatta did not manage to fulfill this plan as well. So you can see the plotting started to happen. Now it didn't stop there. It did not stop there. He so wanted to be the leader. He then thought, okay, I will make some request to the Buddha and see if he agrees. And then he made 5 requests. He said, please authorize these 5 requests for the Sangha or the people who follow the Buddhist practice, wearing robes. Okay, and the 5 requests were like, all monks should be vegetarian, all monks should go alms begging, all monks should wear robes that were made from cloth, from cemeteries, or dead bodies, used for that. All monks should live under trees, not in temples, on buildings. All monks should actually have a great what we call observation that we call there is this tatanga, so observe certain observances, and this is what monks should do if they enter the order of monks or nuns. And the Buddha didn't like those, because obviously every person, every individual is different, and you cannot have a one cut practice or one block of practice for them. So every individual needs a different guidance, different practice to understand the Dhamma, and therefore there is no one way that makes it conducive for someone to attain enlightenment. So Buddha said no. Even in terms of vegetarianism or not, the Buddha knew that he had a cunning plan to create a schism, or to create a separation. Said because you can be sectarian by and by trying to be a vegetarian. So the Buddha said even vegetarianism is up to the individual. It is up to the individual conscience to see whether to agree or not to agree, eat meat. So the Buddha did not authorize these 5 rules that Devadatta requested, and he became more angry, and then he created such a scene, and then broke away the community of monks. So the monks got divided. He thought that these rules make monks look more pious, more virtuous. If you don't eat meat, if you wear ragged robes, if you stay in the forest, they will seem to look more virtuous silavanta, so he thought that he will get a lot of support by the monks, and he did get some support, because those are all pretending thoughts, isn't it? If you want to genuinely practice those, you can practice them, that's fine. But if you practice as a commandment and as a rule, it does not bring you enlightenment or understand the Dhamma. But there were certain followers, and he took away all the followers to the forest, because one of the requests was to live in the forest, live under trees, and also practice a ragged robed donning of those ragged robes, big alms begging. So what happened was, obviously there was a great division, and this is seen as quite wrong as well. So you can see that Devadatta did so many things. Today I think I've just told stories more rather than actually conceptualize the Dhamma with you, but I will do in a minute. So this is what he did. He did so many things. He tried to kill the Buddha twice. He even guided or wanted to kill the king. So he actually advised Ajatasattu to kill the father. Okay, and he bleeded the Buddha, and he created a division in the community. Now these are seen as quite heinous, kamma, or because intentionally they are so much. It's so pre-planned, if I put it that way. It is so sort of such evil thoughts coming to even kill a saint or enlightened person like the Buddhas. So you can see that they account, because that is such a deeply rooted vicious thinking, then surely is going to be what we call kamma. So in the Chulla Kamma Vibhanga Sutta, you can see that as I said earlier, it is the intention that is kamma. It is the way you start thinking. So that's why we've been actually, ever since we've been doing this online broadcast with the Dhamma series, we're talking about how to manage your mindset, how to work on your intentions. So in that sutta, in the Chulla Kamma Vibhanga Sutta, so we have a word called, we have five ways of looking at the kamma. Kamma saka. Kamma is like your own. You are formed by kamma. Your thinking processes can also be part of the kamma. Kamma dayad, your kamma is like your inheritance. Now I'd like to actually go in detail of this, but I will take another day to do such. Your whatever you are as a product is because of kamma. Kamma yoni, you are the source. The kamma is your source of who you are. Your personality, your happiness, your unhappiness, your highs and lows. They can all be the source is kamma, according to this sutta. Kamma bandhu. Kamma is like your relative, like your kin. It can bring happiness. It can also bring the other negative experience as well. So there's like a relationship with kamma, and kamma patisarana. Kamma is your refuge. Kamma protects you. If you are in the positive side, or kamma, can also take you the other way around in the other extreme or other pole. Okay, so kamma is your refuge. So what happened to this Devadatta was, obviously now he regretted so much. As you look at the Gatha again earlier, he regretted so much that he thought he wanted to say sorry to the Buddha, and he came back from the forest. He was a bit old. He came back from the forest, and then excuse me, and then by the time he was coming to the Jetana Vihara to actually ask for forgiveness. Now obviously they are of a similar age of the Buddha, and it is recorded that he wasn't, as soon as he set his foot on the ground from wherever he was being carried by, it said that he couldn't even, as soon as he set his foot, obviously he sunk into the earth. That means he went into aphaya, or hell is what it is said. So he didn't even have get the opportunity to see the Buddha. So it is such that heinous sort of like negative kamma that that made him be born in that woeful state. So that's why I said the quite difference from the previous gathas, the two gathas, which has a quite similar meaning about repentance or about a good doer and an evil doer. In this case, the evil doer is about being born in a woeful state or apaya. So because we are looking at the type of kamma he did as a prince. As the associate or the bodhisattva lifetime as well, and when he was quite in all the bodhisattva stories, he was always a villain. Now, rather than those, it is what happened in this life is what is accounted as those heinous kamma. So therefore, it then brings us to opens another aspect of kamma. What is the priority that gives people the result? And with those, with that few lines, I will come to close of today's Dhamma reflection. And there is in the priority of effects or results, we do actually look into 4 different ways, and the first category is that the weighty, that weighty kamma or the garuka kamma. It brings such a weight into your your action. It is because it is such a because of all the levels of thinking that is associated with it. It takes time. I would say the maturing of the thinking process. So on the positive side is about achieving the jhanas, so that is what comes to the forefront for your for that impacts your becoming or rebirth. On the negative side is are these heinous kamma or bad kamma, and there are 5 of them. As much as there are 5 jhanas and so and so. On the positive side, when you develop your mind and attain your jhanas, so that is definitely going to be the first thing that comes at the forefront when you die. If there are these things as recorded in Buddhism, so matricide, and so killing of mother, patricide, killing of father, murdering or killing an arahant, someone who has attained enlightenment, even wounding the Buddha. So in this case, Bodhisattva, so Devadatta did this, he wounded the Buddha as well. And then creating a division in the Sangha. So those are the 5. So creating a division between the community, from backbiting to, planting certain ideas so that they actually become, like deadly enemies, or, creating a separation between the communities. So that is called Sangha Bheda. Sangha means community, Bheda means to create a division. So schism. So this is, so Devadatta, although he had done some meditation, there was no point. He lost his psychic powers, he lost what he could do, he lost the opportunity to achieve enlightenment, even associating with the Buddha close by, and being born as a relative as well. So you can see that those are not what is more important. It's the way that you actually maintain and develop your mindset. So he had done these heinous crimes and heinous unwholesome acts, and definitely that was what led him to his negative birth, which is in one of the 4 apayas. So if this is not there, what comes as karma that leads to your birth, as according to Chullakamma Vibhanga Sutta, kamma is what actually is the immediate link for your birth. So there is what we call death proximate, or some type of last process or thoughts that are in this life. So whatever happens in this in the deathbed or in the last moment, so to keep it positive, it is better to recall the good deeds that you have done. Sometimes like as priests are called to say prayers before someone is dying, monks are also called, and yesterday and day for yesterday with those stanzas we recall that Dhammika invited the monks to chant Satipatthana Sutta during his last few moments, because those are the things that will sort of at least help someone to pass away or die with a happy state of mind. So the last state of mind is going to be the immediate factor, what you call death proximate. Okay, so if the mindset is good, we believe that obviously it is going to be helpful for a better rebirth. If the mindset is negative, repenting, thinking negatively, fearing, and all those negative emotions are going to actually be conducive for a worse birth or negative birth. If that is not there, maybe like because of unconscious or some other things, what comes into the forefront for the rebirth, or because kamma dayado, kamma yoni, kamma bandhu, if you look at those words from the Chulla Kamma Vibhanga Sutta, this is what the kamma is what makes this happen. So whatever you have been doing habitually, like your daily practices, so like for example, the offer, your worship, your meditation, your good deeds, your kind words, all this positive thing that you do, your practice of dana, like yesterday, today, many of our sponsors are regular contributors to the temple. All the good deeds, the more you do it, the more you rejoice in it, and that becomes like a habitual, performances. So when you are doing something in a habitual performance, that is what actually will start coming at the top level of consciousness. So like the Chunda Sukara, who we actually referred to like 2-3 days ago, because he was a pork butcher in killing pigs, he happened to habitual action happened to actually come to at his a moment of death as well. So the habitual action is what actually is quite significant here, because that is what makes the asana kamma or the chuti chitta or the last death proximate thought process also to be at the top level, because habitually this is what you're doing. If you're thinking positive habitually, it's always positive in any moment, given whether it is last moment or not. So Garuka Kamma, if Garuka Kamma is not there, if Veti Kamma is not there, then the last thought or death proximate thought process. So if that is not there, Achinna Kamma or habitual Kamma, if that is not there, then there are what we call katatta. It's because you've done it, it's there. It's like randomly done or occasionally done something. So then that becomes the contributing factor for rebirth. So this is this is one of the ways of looking at the priority of effect, or how the kamma starts working to you. Now in this story, Devadatta had done those couple of those Garuka kammas. He definitely is. That was what was definitely going to be, the reason for the rebirth that Devadatta took. And in this case, because it was, believing in the Buddha, dividing the Sangha, and definitely he was born in a woeful state, or what we call apaya. So obviously, there are references to matricide and patricide. Some people do question, what about abusive parents, if there are. But again, just because someone is wrong, you don't have to commit something. You can just detach yourself from there. Whatever they do is their karma, but you don't have to be responsible of taking a life of someone. So forgive them and just let go and stay away from. So sometimes there are occasions when there are stories of this type of parents, and hence the human rights or the child protection issues come about. So staying away from them is better if it is possible, rather than you committing to taking a life of someone who normally gives birth to you. Because if you take it in the in the virtuous sense, how could someone even forget about the abusive bit? How could someone even think of harming a parent who has been looking after you since birth plus 9 months, since birth plus 9 months, So you can see, your age plus 9 months, any parent has sacrificed their lives for your well-being. So how can you take a life of someone like that? And therefore that becomes a heinous akusala or unwholesome act in Buddhism. Okay, so therefore anyone who commits such wrong deeds is definitely going to be born in a negative state. So this Gatha or the Dhammapada verse talks about in that way, woeful state and blissful state. The tomorrow will be about the blissful state. But again, all in all, the summary is that if you do something really with a vicious, wicked mindset, and it becomes a habitual thing, and you need to actually understand that obviously that is going to come always at the top level of your consciousness or conscious levels, and then it is always going to be in your head. That's why apart from because if Devadatta was able to in his first birth of the golden plate story, if he was able to let go of that that jealousy, that vicious thinking, that anger, and then he would not have died then with heart attack, as well as not have continued this vicious feeling towards this person. So therefore, connecting to our Dhamma practice, letting go, once we learn how to let go, as I said yesterday, when you learn how to let go, you are not holding on to your fixed views. You are not holding on to the views that actually harm you. You're not seeing things, or you're not experiencing things with such negative attitude as well. Because jealousy arises when you can't rejoice in someone else's success or someone else's well-being. So therefore, it's best to actually, when you develop metta, loving kindness, I always say this, loving kindness is the platform of well-being. The left column of that roof, that if it was a house, the left column is compassion, the right column is sympathetic joy or rejoicing in someone else's achievement. So compassion is like minus points in life. If someone has minus points or minus areas, you are there to support them. And when someone is doing good, that is the plus points in life. So you are happy for their plus points or plus situations. So we have to practice compassion along with mudita, rather than be jealous of someone's success or someone's achievement. And this is one thing that we try to practice. Again, going back to the basic generosity practice, when you learn how to let go, you might be giving some money to a homeless person or to a charity. Give wholeheartedly. Do not think about, don't have hooks or don't have hidden agendas, or don't even link what is this person going to do with this. If the homeless person uses it for his or her own benefit in any way, let them have their own kamma gained. You have done your generous act. You have actually given wholeheartedly. The person using or misusing the charitable money, for example, that you give is his or her bad karma or good karma. Okay, so let's not actually sort of like delve and start thinking. Even when you learn how to give, just be happy for that person who has received your gift, whatever it is. And that is the way we need to develop this quality of sympathetic joy. Don't start when someone has a nice bag or wears a nice pair of shoes or dress or clothes, be happy for them, rather than where did you get it from, how did you get it, or even deep inside your thought, don't start thinking, oh, I think my one is better than this, and I think my one is more value than this. Don't start thinking like that, even inside yourself. You might not be saying things. Some people might think, oh, where did this money come from for this person to buy such things? So when you start thinking like that, it just shows that you are not happy for the other person's success or achievement or prosperity. So never ever be that. Always as much as you are wanting to help someone when someone is in trouble, also develop the quality of being happy for someone, being happy for their achievement. Don't start questioning where did it come from, how did you get it, or don't start even comparing it to your personal possessions or properties. Never ever do that, because that is why people can't maintain their happiness. Now Devadatta couldn't actually see the success of the Buddha. He always wanted to challenge the Buddha, and that's why he wanted to kill, and ended up in such negative kamma by trying to divide the community as well of monks, by making requests that the Buddha, he knew that the Buddha would not approve. So we might have that similar habit, we might say something politically, or say something with a wrong intention, with a hidden agenda, trying to divide people. That's why we practice this sila of pisuna vacha. We never want to backbite or stab someone from behind. We always be truthful in our words. We shouldn't say something knowing that if people accept this, they are going to divide themselves. You tell one thing to one person, tell something at their faces, and then behind their back you say something. And then dividing families, dividing relationships, dividing friends. That is what becomes a habit and habitual pattern if you continue to actually rejoice in someone else's division. So therefore we've got to be careful how we maintain our lifestyles, how we actually think day in day out. Never say something quite never comment on someone else's. Basically, don't even criticize anyone. That's why we practice in meditation to be non-judgmental. If you start criticizing and making comments on one person, and then when people start nurturing that, you feel, oh, this is a wonderful thing. You are the center of focus. They are listening to you. They are doing this to you, and then you start, developing this into a wrong habit. And this habit is what we can't sometimes break free from. That's why Devadatta couldn't break free from this jealousy that he wanted to kill the Buddha during the Serivani Jagajataka time, and he eventually ended up doing the same thing. So never ever gossip about someone, never ever tell something bad about someone, never ever criticize someone, never be jealous of someone's possessions, whether it is a car, whether it is a phone, whether it is a clothing or a pair of shoes, or even as simple as an ornament. Don't be jealous. Be happy for their happiness. The moment you say something or you compare it even to your property or to your possession, then you are not developing this quality of appreciation. So don't think that only compassion is what we need to practice. So compassion is, as I said, is for minus points, but think of the plus points in people's lives. Be happy for their achievement, be happy for their job, be happy for their promotion, be happy for their success, be happy when they are happy. Simple as that. Some people can't even stand when someone is laughing. They have so vicious feeling within, deep inside. They are not happy when someone is happy doing something. It's a good thing they are doing, like watching on TV or something, or even enjoying their lifestyles. Some people can't stand that. Don't come to that position, because this is what makes your sansaric life go wrong. You are a human now. You have good rational thinking capacity. And if you continue to actually drain yourself with these negative actions and negative ways of living, we don't know what your next life is going to be, and then you will never ever be able to practice or have the opportunity to practice good things. So therefore we are linking this to the ability of learning how to let go. As always, the focus is learn how to let go of your fixed views of people. Forget about them, forget about their wrongs or whatever they have done. Just learn that every new moment, today, now, is a new thing. The conditions for now is different. Don't even bring in your good or bad memories to compare and judge a person. Never judge a person at all. Never ever have this judgmental thinking of someone. Then we are not practicing mudita, because this is one thing that we we even look into practicing. We always think love, loving kindness and compassion. We don't go beyond that. Going beyond that is mudita. We have to practice mudita. Never ever have a negative feeling about someone else's achievement or attainment, because that is really going to be a destructive quality. Without you, knowing, it is going to pull you down from your spiritual practice. So when someone is doing good, always appreciate them. This is the message for today. Don't be like Devadatta, trying to divide people, trying to backbite and and make things worse for people. Especially community partners, relationships. Never ever break it. Because when you break the sangha, you are definitely going to suffer yourself. So that practice has to come from within. No one can do that for you. I cannot make you think some way unless all I can do is tell you and say, practice like this, be kind to people, don't hold grudges, appreciate their well-being. Then you are peace. You are at peace. You are not actually, when you are jealous, just look at your mindset. You can't sleep, you can't talk, you can't eat. You plan so many things to bring about a destructive impact. Come on, let it go. Be happy for them. And sometimes you might need to be happy for yourself. If you can't think of others, at least be happy for yourself. Think about your successes. Don't compare with someone else. Why can't I get this promotion and others are getting it? Don't compare yourself to others. You have come a long journey, your spiritual attainment or even your profession wise. Be happy for yourself. Reward yourself. Maybe you can start like metta. You can start it yourself first. Look back at your history. Have you done really good? What have you done? Think about the successes and praise yourself. If you can't do that, we sleep with, I have to go to work tomorrow. We never enjoy what we are doing. So when you reward ourselves, when you feel happy for yourself, you are definitely going to enjoy what you're going to do tomorrow. So think positively. Sometimes I have like 7-8 appointments a day. I never think, why is this, why is that? We are engaging and supporting the spiritual practice together, and we need to go this journey together, during this vast period especially, make yourself, try to transform the way you think, learn how to let go of all the problems, the whole past, to be honest. Okay, so with those short reflection, never ever be try to hold grudges like Devadatta did. It is going to be for your own disaster. So I will just recall those 5 points from the Chullakamma Vibhanga Sutta again, just as a reminder before we come to close to this Dhamma reflection. Kamma saka, your kamma is going to be your one. No one is going to say this is your kamma, my kamma. What you did is your own personal business, and therefore it becomes yours. So you can't run away from it. So therefore, be mindful of what you do, what you say, what you think. Okay, because intention is kamma, and even if you don't do or say a thing, that kamma becomes yours, and it will be part of your sankharas or sanskaras or your mental formation, and you are you from that karma. Kamma daya, it becomes your inheritance. When you're in future, that is what's going to come to you. If you do good, you have good results. If you do bad, you have bad results. You inherit what you have done for yourself. Kamma yoni, kamma becomes the source of your being, your birth, to your personality, to to everything of you. Sometimes if you look deeply, it might even be genetical, but we can't we are not here to justify that. But it is the source of your becoming, basically. Kamma bandhu, you have a special relationship with each other. Your kamma supports you or destroys you. And kamma patisarana, kamma becomes your refuge or is your refuge. Okay, kamma means if you do something good, you have deep inside some satisfaction that becomes your refuge and protection, and therefore, every time, be conscious that what you think, is, definitely going to, come impact. That's why even the Gatha series starts with Manopubang kamma Dhamma Manosetta Manomaya. You are, mind is what actually plays up with everything. So if you try to control and make your mind stable and happy and peaceful, away from all those, negativities, and never ever judge someone in anything, even your own experiences. We've been working on this for the last few days. Your expectations need to also be managed, so therefore, be mindful of this is what the essence of the story is, so be mindful that you do not commit something heinous, because that is definitely going to, cause some unpreferable consequences in your personal future. Okay, so you are yourself, you are what you can do, what you can be. No one can support you. So your practices is a DIY issue. You have to do it yourself. Okay, so maintain your peace of mind by actually being happy, by actually being pleasant, by actually being reflective. Take a mirror and always look at your actions. What were you expecting in that particular incident? Were you expecting a fault of someone? Because a fault-finding mind is never at peace, always trying to find a fault in something, or in even the food, even experiences and people. So get rid of this fault-finding mind, then you'll be at peace. Okay, so to remove that fault-finding mind, we have been practicing metta bhavana from the very beginning. So we are going to practice this bhavana now. So my request is, for the next few minutes, if you can, stay still, that will be really, really good. Okay, so balance your body straight, neither to the left or right. Even if you are sitting on a chair, don't lean your back, so come forward and have a straight body. So second request is to keep your right hand on the left palm so that you don't fidget things. If you are used to putting them on your knees, make sure you don't massage or you don't actually play with your clothing. Unconsciously you could be doing that when you meditate. So right hand on your left palm, eyes gently closed, third request. So off the screen. So first of all, stay relaxed. Don't think about anything. Even if the thoughts come, okay, you notice them, as events and let it go. Okay. What's most important is how you manage yourself now. So think about, or just reflect on how your body is now. It's very peaceful and quiet, very different from what it was before 6:30, before you sat down. It's peaceful, it's quiet. So there's a big contrast, movement of the body to the non-movement. And once you see this still body, quiet body, praise yourself for being able to sit down during this evening hour, dedicating for some religious observance. Praise yourself, be happy that you are participating in this. It's a great opportunity that you can join online and be with a community that is practicing. So be mindful of the people, relatives if they are, sitting with you at this stage. Appreciate their presence, be happy for them, thank them for supporting you. So we can practice things together at home as well. If there are family members not supporting or not joining you, it's fine. Don't make any comments. No worries. Let them be as they are. Be happy for whatever they are doing. Even if they disturb you with random noises, forgive them, let them go. Don't hold any grudges. Don't shout. Don't even think anything. Just observe and notice their behavior and let it go. Be happy for their happiness. Now be mindful of the infrastructure around you. Perhaps your sitting room, the layout, dining table, bedroom, wherever you are. Just be mindful. You can see everything is very quiet and peaceful. And our mind should also be like that, not just the body. So try to think of a still mind. A still mind is not a wandering mind. So we have to learn how to let go of the thoughts that come for you, in front of you, because the past thoughts are always something that has stricken you, whether it is a good one or a bad one. So they come as memories, and we start thinking about it. You know we can't change what happened, so let it go. If you're planning something, what to do after this, it hasn't come yet, so why worry now? Let it go. So no past thoughts, no past memories, no future plannings. You are here sitting down peacefully. And that peace of mind is something that no one can explain. Your own experience is different, and that peace of mind, that happiness, when there is no thinking, when there is no planning and worrying, when there is no remembering and worrying, your mind is very happy. That state of mind is blissful, because you do know whatever comes in between that happiness and yourself is your expectation. When we expect things from experiences, we have so much problems. These expectations turns out to be attachment or things that you cannot let go. You're holding of your personal beliefs, personal ideas. You can't let go of them. And every time you experience something, you bring this to your mind. So let it go. When things don't happen to your way, you feel frustrated. So attachment becomes anger then, because it's not happening the way you want, the way you like, the way you say. You think you are in control. So let it go of those, because it develops not just attachment, but frustration and irritation. So bin those thoughts for now and think of this happiness. And that happiness that you had a few moments ago can be shared with everyone, because When you share with others, you are not raising conditions. It is all out of love. When you bring conditions, when you bring personal connections, you are again bringing your fixed ideas. So no conditions, it's free to share. As much as you'd want someone to be there for you, you are building up a mental capacity to be there for someone without any expectation or conditions. This is metta, loving kindness. So reflect on these words or lines about that attitude of well-being. Is the opposite of ill-being or ill-wishing. We will go to stations, and if they don't relate to you, you can skip them. Okay, because yours, for example, someone may have passed away. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to me. May no problems come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May I always meet with success. May I also have the patience, courage and understanding to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May I be free from anger. May I be free from frustration. May I be free from jealousy. May I be free from anxiety and stress. May I be free from pain and suffering. May my parents, grandparents, teachers, uncles and aunts and in-laws be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they also have the patience, courage and understanding to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May they be free from anger. May they be free from jealousy. May they be free from frustration and irritation. May they be free from anxiety and worries. May they be free from pain and suffering. May my husband, wife or partner, children, grandchildren, brothers and sisters, cousins, nephews and nieces, friends, colleagues at work, neighbors, and neutral people that you meet every day. May they all be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they also have the patience, courage and determination to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May they be free from anger, frustration, jealousy, and irritation. May they be free from anxiety, worries, and stress. May they be free from pain and suffering. May all living beings, including your pets, birds and insects and animals that come to your garden, seen and unseen beings, including all sentient beings, be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they also have the patience, courage and understanding to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May they be free from pain and suffering. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be free from pain and suffering. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So we have just finished our meditation on loving kindness. So we've been online since 6:30 and every day we go online with our evening worship, Buddha Puja, chanting, Dhamma reflection and Metta Bhavana. So during this Friends Retreat until 24th October we are planning to go online so that you can participate from home, during the lockdown times, and dedicate, some time for religious observances from home wherever you are. So we hope, this event has been fruitful as always, either listening to the chanting or even listening to the Dhamma and trying to apply the knowledge of Dhamma to your practices. Practicing the Dhamma is more important, remember. So try to remember certain things so that you can, when the events occur, you can start, recalling that this is what I should do, this is what I should not do, and develop courage and determination to practice the Dhamma. So today, all the puja and all the talks are sponsored until 24th. So if you want, you can contact us so that we can direct you to relevant people. If you wish to sponsor dedicating, the puja offerings to, to whoever you want to. So they're still available, so it's until 24th October. So today the puja and Dhamma sermon was sponsored by two families, Mr. Amit and Mrs. Kanti Varnapurage and family, as well as Mr. Mark and Mrs. Purnima Davidson and family. So those two family, Varnapurage and Davidson families, made this event possible. They are regular contributors. They offer dana, so most of the sponsors are regular contributors to the center. And if today they wish to dedicate the Varnapurga family to their fathers who have passed away, Mr. Justin Pereira and Mr. Arthur Mipa Gala, and also a relative sister, Vinita Pereira. So may they all be well, happy and peaceful by rejoicing in our good deed. May they be happy wherever they are and bless us and eventually achieve the blissful state of Nibbana. Mrs. Purnima Davidson would also like to dedicate this to her grandmother, Rosalind Hami Achi. So may she also receive our blessings. May she rejoice in the good deed, and may she also be happy and peaceful wherever she is. May she also eventually achieve the blissful state of Nibbana. So the dedication is also to wish their family members good health, happiness, success and prosperity, especially during this lockdown time. Furthermore, they also wish all this online community, the members participating from homes, may you all enjoy good health, happiness and peace. May you be well and happy. So with those kind intention, they have they came to the temple a few moments ago, made the offerings to the Buddha, and have gone home to participate from online as well. So we hope you will join us tomorrow at 6:30 again. So thank you for joining us so far. So another announcement is tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. There is a Dhamma sermon in Sinhala, a live broadcast from Sri Lanka. So this is our, the third Sunday of the month contribution to your spiritual practice, especially during this rains retreat. So if you're free, please to join at 9:30 as well on Facebook, Zoom, and our YouTube channel lmmc.online. Most Venerable Alawi Anoma Dasitera will continue with his Dhamma series. So his second sermon via London Mindfulness Meditation Center is going to go live at 9:30 tomorrow morning. So we hope you will also make the most out of it. Please note that it is in Sinhala medium. Okay, so next Sunday is last Sunday of the month, so we have a Dhamma sermon, monthly Dhamma sermon lined up as well for your knowledge and well-being and spiritual practice. So with those few announcements, I come to a close. Have a lovely and happy evening. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.